All right, so in this segment, I want to share with you the 4 best things to help you succeed in your communication and in your relationship. These are the 4 key elements for your success in any relationship. Out of the book, Helping Couples, Drs. Les and Leslie Perot and Dr. David H. Olson. They outline on page 78 those 4 key things. And as I say, core, that's what we're going to cover. So CORE, C-O-R-E, they stand for cooperation, ownership, respect, and empathy. Those 4 things will help your relationship the most. And if all you do is understand and apply these 4 things, you will be successful. Okay, so number 1, cooperation. There was a study report in the Psychological Science discovered that the best arguer in a couple is the one who works in tandem with their partner. So you want to have a good fight. Every couple has disagreements and some conflicts. They don't have to be major, but there's a way to fight good. And that when we fight good, then what was found in a good fighter and a bad fighter is that the good fighter used the word we, which means they were focused on being a team. We're going to work this out, and together that issue is not between us, it's outside of us. And so we can master that over there and work as a team. We here don't need to have a fight. So we avoid you, we don't say you, we use the we. So that's an important part of that. That's a key part to cooperation. It's forming a win-win relationship where the commitment is to communicate until you're both happy with the outcome. Not every conflict has a solution. In fact, the Gottmans in their study have shown that 69% of relation problems are perpetual. So they're not going to be resolved or necessarily changed. What does change is how we discuss it and how we support each other, how we respect it. So we work on those problems that don't have solutions and don't worry about fixing it. We learn to manage it and support each other. That's an important part, is to focus on cooperation. The next one is ownership. Good fighters own their own part. They take ownership of their contribution to the disagreement. The biggest barrier to ownership is pride. In pride, that's our survival bad wolf. We want to blame the other person. So we need to own our own and let go of the blame as we take ownership, and we talk about how we can solve this and how I can do my part better and owning that. So the research shows that pride sets in, a partner will continue an argument 34% of the time, even if they know they're wrong. That's what the bad wolf does. So 34%, if you just get out of your bad wolf and own your part, 34% of arguments will disappear. Additionally, a full 74% will fight on, even if they feel it's a losing battle. So if you can just accept cooperation and understand that the fight is a losing battle, both of you, 74% of fights will just go away when you own it. And your partner can own it, but you be the example. You own your part, invite your partner to be there. And if they're not accepting the invitation, they're in their bad wolf anyway, in survival. Take a time out until you create that safety. So in social psychology, there is a phenomenon called fundamental attribution error. In plain language, this means that when someone is behaving in a way we don't like, we tend to attribute their behavior to ill rather than bad circumstances. So let's say your partner is late for dinner. Research shows that you're likely to think they don't care. Moreover, traffic must be awful. That's a skill in ownership, to suspend judgment until you find out what the delay was. If they're late for dinner, rather than blaming them like they don't care, look at possible situations where they were delayed and that they do care. We take our ownership and we allow and trust the other person to do that. The third one now is respect. When we show respect, that avoids those defensive walls that need to go up, because with respect, then we don't have the fear that we're being disrespected. That respect helps remove the barriers to communication. We all need respect. We cannot have a relationship without it. That's fundamental, is to have respect. If there's no respect, it's not a healthy relationship. An attitude of respect builds a bridge of trust between a husband and wife, and even when you may feel at odds, respect helps bridge that gap. Respect does more than curb contempt. It helps us listen before speaking. And when we listen, we're going to have more understanding. We want to have respect. At the Everett Worthington at Virginia Commonwealth University, they conducted several studies investigating forgiveness as a clinical method with couples and found that respect reduces the injustice gaps. We feel things are unjust when it's not fair. If we give respect, then it minimizes that feeling of unfairness, and that helps making for a better conversation. Makes it easier for forgiveness to be more likely. So respect is key. Okay, the fourth one is empathy. We understand that when we feel heard and understood and that there's empathy, that brings healing. If you want to instantly and dramatically increase the odds of experiencing a good fight, you may only need to put this one core quality into the relationship, and that's to have empathy. And to have empathy, it's required that you really listen to understand to have that empathy. The research shows that when we have empathy, 90% of marital spats can be resolved if all the couple does is accurately see the issue from the other person's perspective. And the only way we can accurately see that and to have the empathy is to create that safety, to listen thoroughly and follow the process of good reflective listening. That's a quick summary. So 90% of your fights will completely be gone when you have and apply empathy. 9 out of 10 fights will be gone. 90 out of 100 fights will be gone. So that's 90%. The more you readily draw on the 4 things that we talk about, these elements, to avoid the 4 destructive things that's in the other video, and you put these core elements. Again, the core, C-O-R-E, is cooperation, ownership, respect, and empathy. Every marriage can benefit from learning the 4 things to avoid and the 4 things to proactively pursue. So pursue these 4 core attributes and you will have a successful, happy, thriving marriage. Onward and upward, practice, practice, practice.